Welcome back. We begin here in our second half hour with Bad Bunny. More than 130 million people tuned in to his historic Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. The six-time Grammy Award winner and recent winner of this year's Grammy for Album of the Year put his Latin American culture front and center on the world's biggest stage. Joining us now with reaction and the cultural symbolism of the halftime show, we welcome to First at 4, Asa Zuccaro. He's the executive director of the LatinX Technology and Community Center in Flint. And Asa, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor.
Yeah, I've already asked you if you watched it and you said yes. Maybe not as many times as I did, but you said yes. How important was yesterday's historic halftime show for Latin America?
So yesterday's performance was this first time that we see a Latin American artist, right, being true to themselves, right, speaking in their native tongue, representing the culture in so many different ways in the history it tells, and especially its influence on the United States.
Yeah, so as a journalist, I have to say I really enjoyed the production value.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was top tier. The production value, yeah, and the storytelling, the impeccable storytelling. He really transported us to Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the symbolism we saw right out of the gate. Yeah. It was the sugarcane fields. Yeah. And that important to the Latin American culture.
Absolutely. So if you see like the history of Puerto Rico and Bad Bunny as an artist in general, he is a storyteller. He's a phenomenal artist. And I think we've seen that exactly in what you're depicting is in how that show was structured and laid out to tell people his story that he wants the world to know about Puerto Rico and all the different challenges it comes with that in today's age. So we've seen, right, the sugarcane fields starting it off, and then I have my hat representing the sugarcane fields in Mexico. But there's just so much to it, and it was so beautiful to see that an artist was able to depict that in an entertaining way.
And we just ran a package from ABC about how joyful it was. It really was a celebration. Yeah. He could have used that moment to do many things, but he really drew us into a celebration.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I think is beautiful about the culture is the life that it can bring, especially to a party. How it's fun, right? The music, it makes you want to move, even if you understand it or not. And the food is just delicious, and we've seen a lot of that depicted in its production.
Yeah, there was a taco truck, which I understand is an actual business.
Yeah,
a taco truck. There was a wedding.
Yes,
and it appeared to be a reception after the wedding, where people were dancing and eating cake. Also, another very impactful moments as well. Along with the celebration, he gave his younger self.
Oh yeah,
a Grammy.
Absolutely.
And said in Spanish, always believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, we were looking at some photos there at the very end when he shouted out to all of the countries in North and South America, and there were the flags to represent, and under a sign that said love, is the only thing that can overtake hate. What message do you think he was trying to convey, and do you think he did that?
Oh, absolutely. And I think there was so much, right, in that quick performance, but right, to see an artist, right, be able to be themselves, speak their native tongue, and to achieve such success that he has, and to see him pass that Grammy on to, right, a younger version of himself, right, and to be that artist, to not have to change anything about his identity.
To be very authentic.
Yes, to be very authentic and to still have that recognition as a very talented artist is so beautiful. And then the unifying message, right, at the end there, right, if it's the God Bless America and the naming of, the majority of the countries in the Americas, right, North, South, and Central America is truly a beautiful thing to see.
So I want to ask you before we go, it was a 14-minute halftime show, but it could take 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 hours to unpack the whole thing. So, and we don't have that much time, but I want to ask you before you go, what was your favorite part? For you, what was the best part of that performance?
So there's so much, but if I were to name off just a quick few that really just resonated with me, I love seeing the people playing dominoes, right? Every Friday, just the last couple of weeks in preparing for this Super Bowl performance, right, we've been playing dominoes at a local establishment downtown. Right, I know my wife got really excited when she seen people getting their nails done.
At the nail salon,
right, if it's the barbershop or the nail salon, these things are iconic to the culture. And then Ricky Martin's performance, right, one of those very first artists that broke through in the United States with their talent. He sang a song that is just so beautiful and tells that story of Puerto Rico so well. But there was just so much to love in that performance.
Yeah. Well, it has been our pleasure to have you on to help us kind of unpack and highlight some of the high moments of yesterday's Super Bowl performance. Asa Zuccaro, he's the Executive Director of the LatinX Technology and Community Center. Thanks for joining us here on First at 4.
Thank you.